Dave Scott, Executive Vice President and Chief Human Resource Officer with Dish Network. Welcome on the Business Brief.
Thank you, Ryan. Excited to be here.
Dave, Dish is a Colorado success story being started right here. Englewood, Colorado based, has grown into a Fortune 200 company serving millions of customers with your over 13,000 employees across the US, 3,100 employees right here in the Denver metro. What's the secret sauce to Dish's growth?
Yeah, Dish is I think it's an entrepreneurial company that really is stuck with the values and the purpose that we've had for over 40 years now. We started on a storefront down on South Broadway selling C-band satellite dishes, which are those large satellite dishes that used to be pretty common, especially in a mountain state here like Colorado. And since then, have just been a driver and an entrepreneur and an innovator over time. We moved into the DBS or the dish broadcast services or the smaller dishes I think that people are more used to, and then eventually built out a company with call centers, with uplink facilities. And then back in 1995, had the opportunity to launch our first satellite into space and have since really grown into an exciting organization serving millions of customers and even innovating in spaces like Sling TV in 2015 as we started streaming television across the internet. So it's an entrepreneurial and innovative excitement on a daily basis.
From satellite delivery in rural America to people streaming in urban America, you have influenced how generations watch television. Now, Dish says it's advancing upon its greatest challenge: to disrupt the wireless industry and change the way the world communicates. You're building the nation's first cloud-native, open, RAN-compliant 5G network. First, what does that mean, and how is 5G driving your hiring needs?
Yeah, that's a great question. I'll tell you, we started investing in wireless spectrum back in 2008. And in fact, we've amassed more than $21 billion in wireless spectrum as an organization. And this next adventure that we're on is really about launching what will be a first in the United States of an open RAN 5G network, which means that we're not tied down with legacy 2G, 4G, 3G environments. And we have the ability to kind of autonomously work with other companies' technologies and operate at the speed of business. So when you're operating at that speed of business, it means that we need a lot of really tremendously talented engineers, technologists. We need individuals that are out driving the most innovative technology in the world today and helping us come aboard to build a new network, a new infrastructure, and a new technology that's really going to change the way the world operates. If you think about 5G, it starts to blur the world of kind of the physical with the virtual, and you're able to kind of let the technology meet you where you're at. And as you start to think about how the world is going to tackle some of the hardest challenges in the future, whether it's environmental challenges, educational challenges, technology challenges, 5G is going to be at the forefront of that battle. And Dish is really excited to bring about this new capability here in the US.
And you touched on some of this, but you're actively hiring over 2,000 positions. That's pretty amazing in and of itself. Can you tell us more about the types of positions you're hiring for and give us an idea of the type of pay ranges we're talking about?
Yeah, Ryan, when you're looking at the type of growth and the new business that we're developing on top of our established pay TV business, the skills are really kind of end to end. And so from great engineers and IT technologists to new radio frequency engineers to accountants to HR professionals to everyone across the spectrum. We've got a significant need here in Colorado and across the country. Those roles really range from an entry-level role for somebody that may be new into the workforce all the way up to engineers that are making well over 6 digits in this environment. And, we do a lot of recruiting. We do a lot of interacting with the community in an effort to fill those roles. And of course, given the new Colorado Equal Employment Act that's here in our state, all of our pay rates are easily visible on careers@dish.com, so that you have an opportunity to have full visibility, not just to the opportunity that's available, but even to what the total rewards package looks for those roles.
Yeah, don't tell 9 News, but maybe I'll go on your website and start looking at what jobs are available as well. So now, Dave, we're entering this post-COVID era into what many are calling the next normal. Many industries across the country, as well as right here in Colorado, are challenged to find the right talent for their jobs. What are some of the challenges around hiring that you're facing, and how are you going about addressing your workforce development needs?
Yeah, Ryan, as I talk to my peers in the industry, I think we're all talking about this adjustment that the country has gone through over the last 18 months and what the workforce of today looks like. And some are even calling this the great talent exchange coming out of the pandemic. We believe that DISH is well positioned in this environment. So if you're looking for, coming out of the pandemic, new challenges, if you're looking for, exciting spaces that no one has gone into before, if you're looking for a fast-paced culture and value-based environment, I think DISH is that location for you. We're looking for team members that have, intelligence, need to achieve. They're looking for energetic individuals that are ready to take on the world. And our core values of curiosity, pride, adventure, and winning really tie in nicely, I think, as people are coming out of of the pandemic and into a space where they're really looking for that type of environment to thrive and to be re-engaged and excited about something in the future versus kind of looking back into the past. So, we're heavily invested right now in college recruiting and college campuses. We do a tremendous amount at things like Startup Week here in Denver, or the Women in Technology Conference, where we generally engage with our with great applicants and great candidates. And of course, we're trying new and innovative spaces. So like on August 12th, we're doing a completely virtual job event where individuals can go to careers@dish.com, engage with our recruiters and kind of a virtual cup of coffee, learn a little bit about us. We learn a lot about them, and we lean into a relationship together as we move forward, again, out of the pandemic and into new and exciting businesses.
One thing about the Business Brief is we talk about business and economics, but we are also about helping put people back to work. Dave Scott with DISH, thanks for joining us.
Absolutely.